Hi, guys. Welcome to Testimonies with Ty. So, I would like to share to you my story about Sean. Okay, me and Sean. Okay, this is a real life true story. So, Sean was my first long term relationship. We lasted for 4 years. So, every relationship prior to Sean, listen, you would be lucky if you got 6 months. Okay. so when I got over that year milestone, I was happy. I was like, yes, right. So and I knew Sean growing up in the projects. He was like he was a cool dude. He was our homeboy, whatever. Me and my homegirl, we would always chill with Sean and his homeboys or whatever. We were the only females that was able to chill with Sean and them or whatever. And they were like our big brothers, our big cousins or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we would be chilling, smoking, laughing, having a grand old time or whatever, And that's how I get to know Sean growing up in the projects. So my homegirl, she had a birthday one year, and we was all at the birthday party. We was chilling, we was jamming. The birthday was pumping. That birthday party was jamming, right? And me and Sean, surprisingly wound up dancing the whole entire time together, right? So when the party ended, Sean was like, you want to go out with me? And I'm like, sure, okay, cool, yeah, because like I said, he was fun, he was cool, he was easygoing, you know what I'm saying? Um, he had a big personality, right? So, we chilling, we dealing with each other, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And again, my relationship with him was chill. I can't even complain about the relationship. What made us break up is because he cheated on me. He cheated on me with Gail, the hater. Okay, because Gail, didn't like me from the time Gail met me. Now, mind you, we all grew up in the projects. Gail never liked me from the first day she laid eyes on me. Okay, I ain't never did nothing to Gail, but she was just my biggest hater, right? And she never liked me, and still to this day she don't like me, but I don't care, because you know what, I love me, right? But anyways, so and everybody knew that. Everybody knew she wasn't feeling me. She wasn't feeling me like that. She didn't like me or whatever. And really, I ain't never did nothing to her, to be honest. But anyways, he cheats on me with her. So I finds out because one Valentine's Day I was sick as, oh my goodness, I was so sick. And Sean came, so he could take care of me, right? So he got me soup and everything like that or whatever. But he was on his way to work. We had to cancel the plans. So he was like, I'm gonna go to work instead. So he worked for this overnight, DYS youth center. So I said, okay, cool. So he had his backpack, and that was normal for him, you know what I'm saying? So he threw the backpack on the bed so he can go and do what he had to do in the kitchen. So the backpack was unzipped and open, right? So, and when he threw it on the bed, the stuff fell out. There was a teddy bear in there and two cards. So I was like, oh my God, he got me a card. I was all excited. So I took the teddy bear and I'm all like, oh. And then I read the cards. Now the envelopes were not sealed. So I took them out of the envelope and I'm reading it. And then it's like, to my love, I can't wait for us to go out on tonight, can't wait to see you. And it was saying all this explicit stuff that they was going to do to him. And I was like, wait, hold up, this ain't a card to me. So I looked down and it's Gail. I was like, oh. So I look at the second card and the same thing. I said, oh. So I put the cards back in the envelope, put the envelopes back in the car, in the bag. He comes in, he's getting me all settled and everything. So I'm like, what's this? He was like, oh my God. He was like, no, it's not like that. Da 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 da, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, yeah. Give me my keys. Okay, I want my keys. Now we had keys to each other's apartments or whatever, He had a key to mine and I had a key to his or whatever. And I was just like, I want my keys back and for you to get your stuff out. He's like, no, whatever. No, 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 no. He's trying to argue with me. I'm like, listen, I don't have the strength. I'm not in the mood. I'm sick. Just give me my stuff and leave. I don't want no problems. So he's like, I don't want to, or whatever. So he finally gives in after a while and he gives me my keys and he leaves, right? For 2 weeks in a row straight, he's calling my phone. He's leaving me messages. He sent me telegrams. He sent me gifts through his friends and everything. He's doing all kinds of things to try to win me back. And I'm like, I don't want to be with you. I said it's over. And I was like, and I didn't accept any of his stuff. I did not accept any of his stuff. And he was mad and he was like, come on, begging me, begging me, begging me. And I'm like, nope, I'm not trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that. No, no, no. So I left him alone. So Fast forward, like some months or so go by after that, mind you. Mind you, that was February, Valentine's Day. So months go by, whatever, and I go back and I always would frequent the projects that I grew up in because that was where majority of my friends were. So I'm chilling in the projects one day, and I'm chilling with my regular friends that I usually hang with, right? And the next thing you know, I turn around, I'm looking, I'm surrounded by like practically the whole entire project is surrounding me. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then you see it's Gail, Gail's sister, Sean, my God, my relative, Shayla, and Shayla and Gail were bestest friends, you know what I'm saying? Bestest friends, right? And they all there, right? And I'm looking like, what is this? It was like an intervention, okay? An intervention for me to go back with Sean. And I'm like, are you serious? So Gail's sister's being the mediator. She's like, oh my gosh, you need to give him a second chance. He's sorry. He didn't mean to do it. Oh my God, he's upset and everything. And I'm like, what? I'm like, all of you guys are surrounding me for me to go back with this dude after he done cheated with me on me with Gail. And now y'all are sitting up there trying to get me to go back with him. What? I said, am I living in the Twilight Zone? Are y'all crazy? Have y'all lost y'all mind? I said, and what the heck? I said, if y'all don't get out of my face with this, come to find out, Gail and Sean and Shayla's man was doing double dates, hanging out, chilling, going to the movies, all these things together. And everybody knew about it. And when I would have an event, or when we would go to an event with all of them there, they all knowing about about Sean and Gail, but me knowing all about it, knowing I'm in an outing, we're at cookouts, we're at family events and functions and stuff. And again, because Gail and Shayla are friends, and me and Sean are together, so when we would have events, Gail would be at the event with Shayla. And all these people knew about it. They playing in my face, playing me for a fool, disrespecting me, embarrassing me, humiliating me, and knowing all about Sean and Gail the whole time and leaving me in the dark. So I'm like, what? So I'm pissed. I'm livid. And I'm like, and y'all got the nerve to be surrounding me as though y'all going to gang up on me and beat me down or something like that so I can go back with Sean? I don't want Sean. I told Sean it's over. Him and Shayla can be together. Him and Gail can be together, and I don't want to be with him. And they was like, oh no. I was like, and who are you? And then I started going off, who are you to sit up there and be advocating for this? This dude cheated on me with your sister. Get out my face. And then, so Shayla's like, well, I told Gail that if she fight you, then I'm going to have to fight her because I'm not going to let her fight on you and everything like that. I'm going to have to jump in. I was like, I said, wow. I said, you don't got my back. No, I do got your back. It ain't even like that. I said, no, but it is. I said, because if it was, you would have been pulled me to the side and said, hey, you know what, Ty? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, watch out because Sean's messing with Gail. Just want to let you know. You know what I'm saying? But hey, keep me out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I would have did just that. But no, you didn't. You smiled up in my face, played in my face too, went out on dates with your man, with them two, and you got the nerve to tell me you got my back. It ain't like that. No, girl, if you don't get out my face. So I'm going off on everybody because I'm pissed off and everybody's shook. I'm telling you, I was like, am I in a damn Twilight Zone? Because they were actually acting as though they were flabbergasted and confused as to why I don't want to be with Sean. I'm like, so at the end of the day, Sean wanted me to be with him in order for him to be with Gail. But if I didn't be with him, he didn't want Gail unless I was in the midst of it. So he can go behind my back and still mess with her so that he can continue to disrespect, play in my face, and hurt me. And I'm like, no, you're not going to do that. And if I don't want to be with him and if his life is so miserable without me, he shouldn't have did what he did, right? But y'all want me to sit up there and accept the fact that y'all want me to accept him cheating so that he can be with Gail, so that he won't be miserable and so that him and Gail could be together and he won't be, or whatever, complaining to y'all and everything like that. I was like, y'all are psychologically deranged. Y'all are damaged. Y'all are toxic. Y'all are unhealthy. No, you see this sign, self-love? I had self-love because when I found out that he cheated and I said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fight. You can have her. Now he don't want her because I'm not in the midst, because he can't cheat on me with her. He wanted to cheat on me with her. And without him being able to cheat on me, he didn't want her. Wow. That is some psychotic stuff. You are sick mentally. You need help. And I'm like, no. And I stood on business. I did not ever look back. I was looking at everybody and I was like, and unless freaking Gail puts her hands on me, I ain't fighting. I said, I ain't ever fight no female over no dude, and nor will I ever. So I was like, if Gail want to fight, we gonna fight, but she gonna have to daggone swing first. And if she don't fight, if she don't swing on me, we're not fighting, because I'm not fighting her. And how come she wants to fight me? She wanted to fight me so badly. I'm like, why are you fighting me when he's cheating on me with you? Why are you want to fight me? What? Again, psychotic. People are crazy. But this is my true life story. This is something that happened to me. And this is exactly why I got my ebook, and I'm just like, listen, my ebook is about narcissism, toxic relationships, abuse. People are sick in the mind, for real. And this is what my coaching is about, helping people who suffered from narcissism, toxicity, abandonment, abuse, low self-esteem, you name it. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm catering to you guys for. My book will be ready soon. Oh my goodness. I'm like, I cannot wait to share it with you guys. And all I can do is just thank you guys for supporting. But that's an actual true story. These people freaking knew about Sean and Gail, played and smiled in my face, got mad at me because I didn't want to be with him, tried to have an intervention to get me back with him in order for him and Gail to be together. And my own blood relative had played a part in it. I was like, wow, dirty, trifling, no good pieces of shits. Because they all were. And that's psychological damage. That's psychological, because what? I was like, am I on Punk'd? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Where is Ashton at? Because I must be on an episode of Punk'd, because y'all can't be serious. And y'all are mad at me because I don't want to be with this dude. And I'm so glad I dodged the bullet, because what? Even in that minute, that time, that dude, Sean, wound up having so much other drama. I was like, whoa, that drama that he wound up, that I wound up dodging the bullet and he wound up having to go through, that stuff needed to be on Lifetime movie, or Maury or Jerry Springer, like Jerry, because what? The trauma and all the drama and the craziness and dysfunction that wound up unfolding with Sean, I am so glad I got out of there when I got out of there. But I'm glad I never took him back, because then that means I wouldn't have had that self-love for myself. And that means, I would have been all jacked up. I would have been low self-esteem, damaged even more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I love myself enough to say no to toxicity, right? And I was like, I'm not going to be with you so you could be with her. And literally, as I ended it, he did not wind up being with her. He wound up not being with her. And I'm like, wow, that's some disrespectful. But like I said, that's a true story. That's my story. That's my testimony. And I hope you liked it. And stay tuned for more, because listen, this is what my channel is about. We overcoming all this narcissistic gaslighting, manipulation, and all that crap that people want you to take. They want you to stand for it. People want you to be that low self-esteem. They want you to be that broken and messed up, so that they can come and trample all over you like you're nobody, just so they can feel good. Because again, it's about them feeling good. See, he wasn't going to be able to be with her unless he hurt me. For whatever reason he was trying to hurt me, he wasn't trying to be with her unless he could hurt me. Sickness. But anyways, stay tuned for the next video. I hope you guys have a blessed Friday. And Hey, till next time, it's your girl, Coach Ty.